Hey, hey, Gemini. Thank you for joining me. I am even more excited than usual to read you this month. I know I'm always excited, but it's so real, it's so genuine. Like, it's just, this is like my purpose and my pleasure. I can't help it. But this month, on April 17th, there's something especially exciting happening for all of us. The new moon in Aries, which is pretty much like the astrological new year. We've already had the spring equinox, spring has sprung, and new moons every single month are the sort of ideal planting time. Like, let me set an intention, or 2 or 3, and see what I can, how it can come to fruition by the next full moon, and, you know, by the corresponding full moon in that sign, which is 6 months later. Basically, I'm just saying, new moons are always great planting times, but the new moon in Aries, because it's the first sign of the zodiac, because it is like the herald for the astrological new year, the perfect time for sort of new beginnings, you really want to take advantage of that April 17th new moon. And for you, Gemini, that is happening in your house of allies, organizations, and big goals, like big long-term dreams, the kind of dreams that need a team or a network or an audience to come true because they are that high level. So a lot of you may be making plans to do some kind of big group project, or perhaps doing some really important networking around that time. You may be broadening your community. These are all really wonderful things to think about. Who do I want to surround myself with? You know, I think it was Jim Rohn who said you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So that would be a really good quote for you to sort of meditate on this month and be like, okay, do I like that average? Do I like the result of that little equation? Or do I need to do a little shakeup and change things up a little bit? New moons are a perfect time for that. Clean slate, new beginning. And April 17th is actually when I am going to also be debuting something really close to my heart that I hope some of you might be into, so keep an eye on me for that too. But you'll hear more about that on the 17th. For now, Taurus, this is all about you in April. So what do they need to know, Spirit? Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. In the month of April. Lovely. Don't worry, Taurus, I'll pen you down in just a second so you can see your cards. Oh, I like. Okay, Taurus. Taurus Sun. Oh my God, Gemini. I swear I'm here, Gemini. Just did Taurus. And you got a couple of cards that actually came out for Taurus. I think that's why I went there. Gemini. Spirit knows who I'm talking about. Gemini Sun. Gemini Moon. Gemini Rising. What do they need to know? What do they need to know this month for April, Spirit? Gemini Sun. Gemini Moon. Gemini Rising. Gemini. Gemini in April. What are the themes? Who are the people? What are the challenges? What are the opportunities? What does Gemini need to know for their highest good? Love. Just a couple more, please, for Gemini. Gemini Sun. Gemini Moon. Gemini Rising. One more, please. I love it. Okay. You got some challenges this month, Gemini. However, whenever I see this card, I see the word networking. So I love that Spirit is talking about that new moon in your house of allies, organizations, and networking, getting yourself out there, communicating what your big idea is, and sharing it with the people who can help you make it come true. You need to get your name out there. This month is about, like, I'm sending resumes, I'm putting up my website, I'm getting, you know, I'm going out and I'm socializing and sharing with people who I am, doing the handshake, doing the elevator speech. This is all the kind of thing that you're going to be looking at this month. Networking and who do I spend my time with? Oh, that's going to have big results, okay? So I should just pan you down, huh, Gemini, so you can see what you're working with here. A little bit of a mindset shift. A little bit of reevaluating the way that you do your work. And I feel like some of you are coming to the conclusion that you've limited yourselves up till now, and this feels exciting. This feels like I've been feeling kind of like, ugh, like hemmed in. A lot of you feel like it's at your job. And this is the month that if you are ready for something else, for some of you, you may not have the new job or the new placement by the end of the month or whatever. But like I said, new moon in the 11th house. If there's something that you want and you have been on the precipice of like, how do I get this? This is the month. April 17th, I want you to fucking write that shit down. Who do I want to be in 2019? My big dream is at this level right now. This is where I want it to be by April 17th, 2019. Think big, think long term. That's what this house is all about, okay? That said, let's look, Gemini. Let's look at your cards. Ready, Gemini? This is your life. Okay. Wow. Okay. Lord giveth, Lord taketh away. That's the first phrase I'm hearing, and I don't want that to concern you, Gemini. This is how life works, okay? Sometimes things get taken off our plate and it feels wrong and it feels unfair and we mourn it, which I am feeling for some of you. There's a little bit of dejection, there's a little bit of loss. A disappointment is more than anything what I'm feeling. And I want you to not focus on what didn't work out, Gemini. That's the danger here, okay? I'm focusing on the 3 empty cups, and I may forget entirely about these 2 full cups behind me and everything else that is going so well in my life. So again, this is about mindset shift. 5, 5, 5. The 5s are about conflict, drama, and they're using the word drama for a very important reason. A drama is fake. A drama is something that is put on. Now, Gemini, I'm not saying your problems are fake. I'm not saying your feelings are fake. Please, hold on. We're going to get there. And this is what I should say, Gemini. These are general readings, of course. So because it's not one-on-one, I get a lot of messages and some are going to resonate more than others. And what I really want is for you to trust your own intuition and to learn to trust it over time as you listen to this and other types of readings and see the thread that connects everything. See how it applies to you. This is what Spirit wants to say about the drama of your life. Earth is kind of like school. If we were perfect and we had nothing to learn, we would be in heaven or Valhalla or whatever you want to call the other side. The place where it is peaceful and it's love and it's connection and understanding and not all of this strife and worry and pettiness and struggle with money and all the stuff that we're here to experience and learn from. But if God could pop out of the clouds like Mufasa and be like, psst, Gemini, this is just a dress rehearsal. Like all the stuff that you're going through, it's like you're an actor who got on stage and you're saying these lines and you're going through these motions, but you get to take off your costume and go home at the end of the day and just relax and shrug it all off. Would it make it easier to go through the daily kind of dramas and struggles if you knew, if Mufasa again popped out of the clouds and said to you that like, hey, don't worry, like everything's going to turn out great. This is just temporary and this is just like, we're just playing pretend. We're pretending, we're doing a play act that I'm heartbroken. We're doing a play act that I'm struggling with money. Don't identify. That's what actually all 3 of these 5s are about, is I'm identifying with my struggle. I'm identifying with my misery or my depression or my disappointment, which is more really what I'm feeling for a lot of you, my disappointment. What I mean by don't identify with it, I don't mean pretend it's not there. I mean, don't get into a place where you feel like this is all there is. Are we hearing the sirens outside at the same time? They're like, don't do that. Woo, 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 warning, warning. Don't train your eyes on the ground. You notice that's what these 3 5s have in common. All 3 of these figures look kind of miserable and they're just sort of staring at the ground and they're not looking up. This is by no means the entirety of your month, Gemini. But it's like I said, I want to go right to the static. Like, I want to go right to what sucks because this is blooming and blossoming beautifully for you, but we need a little bit of a mindset shift. We need a little bit of like, look how far I've come. So even if I'm not there yet, instead of judging the distance between where I am and where I'd like to be, I'm going to judge the distance of where I am versus where I was 6 months ago. Like, wow, I've come forward a lot on that. Like, wow, I have leveled up my skills and I have leveled up my life and I have made some good changes and some growth. And if you haven't, Gemini, don't feel ashamed. Just begin to open up to that possibility. The Four of Pentacles is when I was talking about feeling like you're kind of stuck in a situation or feeling like you're kind of hemmed in, feeling like I don't have the resources to do what I want, I don't have the room to breathe that I need, I'm trapped here. That's kind of what this feels like. I'm trapped. Like I have to hold on to what I've got. Because if I let it go, there won't be something else. What will I do? Well, there is something else for you. There is generosity. There is community. There is acceptance and opportunity. But you've got to be the one to seize it, Gemini. The Two of Wands is about the fact that you notice how he has this globe in one hand. Boop, I'm dyslexic. Globe in one hand and then empty hand. You have gained a lot of skills, a lot of understanding about one part of your life or one sort of skill set, and there's something calling to you that feels like a little bit more of a passion. Like, but hey, I really want to do this. I'm really actually interested in doing this. But am I willing? Am I willing to get out of my comfort zone? And look, comfort zone don't mean it's comfortable, Gemini. So your 9 to 5 or like the work you're doing right now may not feel comforting, but you know what you know the boundaries, okay? This guy's a king. He's wearing a crown, but despite all the lush, gorgeous land that he has made his fortress the size of a sandbox because he's too insecure to have this bold, expansive, amazing life. Well, the last thing you are, Gemini, is close-minded or narrow-minded or constantly looking at what's not working. That's not really in your nature. So I want you to forgive yourself if you do a little bit of that this month. If you feel a little bit of disappointment and you have kind of this, what Spirit is saying, and it's a funny phrase, but they're saying like a disappointment or comparison hangover. And God, let me be the one to tell you, comparing yourself to other people is just never, ever, ever, ever going to yield good results. Hashtag inspo, hashtag fuck off. Like, Spirit wants you to focus on yourself, your skills, the kind of work that you want to do and the kind of work that you're willing to do to get what you want. This is taking a step back and not just continuing to sort of toil relentlessly. You know what I mean? It's like the farmer stepping back to look at his crops and go, you know what? The squash and the cucumbers and the pumpkins came out fabulously, but like my cilantro died and I just can't make this lettuce happen and da-da-da-da-da. I know it's a weird metaphor, okay, but it's what Spirit's bringing up. When you do that, you got to be honest enough with yourself to rethink and go, okay, well then I've got to, even though I liked cucumbers and whatever they're like, or lettuce, whatever I said, the ones that yielded the most results were these things. So let me put my focus on these things. Let me work on these pumpkins and like see what this grows into. Narrow your focus a little bit. Refine and polish and get out of this comfort zone. Be thinking things this month, Gemini, like if I want to get out of this comfort zone and I want to pursue this passion or this creative opportunity or this new path, this new location that I want, and these are all the things they're giving me for all of you, like new vocation, new location. It's about pursuing something that is like exciting to you. So what is that for you, Gemini? What have you been thinking and thinking and thinking? Man, if I could just get out of this situation, I would love to go where? Think about your efforts and just restructure them a little bit. Think, Gemini, you're very good at analysis if you can focus long enough. What is yielding results? Do more of that. And I tell you, some of you Geminis need to think about who you're spending time with and how they're making you feel. I feel a certain amount of like dejection and disappointment from these 3 5s and just feeling like this is more of a struggle than it needs to be. More of a struggle financially for some of you, more of a struggle emotionally for some of you, more of a struggle mentally and verbally for some of you. Like this person just keeps saying shitty things, or this person just keeps making me feel bad or tearing down my efforts. This is what Spirit is saying, okay? Keep calm, focus on you, carry on, and you're going to have beautiful results. You have this 5 of Swords, the card of pettiness, the card of like somebody being like, man, I'm going to take my ball and go home, followed by the High Priestess, who is like the opposite of that. She's like too cool for school. Like this is the cool, aloof chick sitting and just watching everybody like, really? Fascinating. Oh, so that's what you're going to do, huh? Fascinating. And she's just sitting back, taking in the information, trusting her intuition, letting things fall into place. And then look at this shit, Gemini. When you trust your intuition, when you kick back, and this is very much, this High Priestess is in line with the 7 of Pentacles, saying like, think about how you're doing things. And you don't need to like rush to make this immediate change. Just look. Just look, and it's going to come to you. Look, breathe deep, relax, open your mind, recognize that you're not trapped, that we all at different times we can get caught up in like, this is not working, this is not working, this is not working, or this didn't turn out how I wanted, like, fuck, I'm never gonna get there, I'm never gonna, that's the kind of like mental game that these cards are talking about. Like, fuck, I'm never gonna get there, it's just never gonna, you do not want to do that to yourself. Gemini, always and never don't exist. Everything can change all the time, on a dime, and you can change it, Gemini, and you can change it for the far, far, far fucking better. You could not have pulled a more opposite card for that 4 of Pentacles, comfort zone, reined in, too tight energy than the world. Bigger, better, more amazing, more wonderful, going worldwide. We're publishing, we're broadcasting, we're expanding, and we were talking about networking, right? Networking, expanding your reach and your worldview. Hello, it can happen faster than you think, and it does not require you rushing, because they made that very clear. I do feel like put out applications, put out your cover letter, put up your portfolio online, all those things. Get your name out there and socialize. Here's what Spirit is saying, okay? They're telling you that the trick, it sounds funny, but that's what the phrase they're using. The trick to setting an intention and actually getting what you want is setting that intention and then doing the work and letting the results take care of them fucking selves, okay? Not being like, where's the finish line? Where is it? How do I measure? Where, if this is the finish line, well, where am I? I'm this, no. You set your goal or goals. I know you're multi-talented, multi-passionate, so if you have a couple, that's okay. Maybe not, more than 3 for the year. Like, keep it manageable, okay? Set your goals. Write down what the steps are to achieve those goals, and then just put your damn head down and do the work, and the results will take care of themselves. Your faith and your dedication will yield the results that may be better than you fucking thought, okay? So that's why they're telling you not to focus on where's the finish line, this is where I should be, this is where... The finish line may look completely freaking different in a year when you get there, and better, okay? If you had some crappy cards, I would tell you very differently, Gemini. I got no problem doing that, but this is beautiful. This is exciting. This is amazing and has the potential to be very satisfying. You could get very well fed on this kind of satisfaction. Maybe even so satisfying that you feel tempted to like relax and rest on your laurels. Don't do that either, Gemini. Set your goal, set the pace, make it manageable, and do the work. And then you are gonna get some sweet, sweet honey filling up your cups, all right? All right, I love this, Gemini. Now, let's look really quick at your Fiercely Focused spread. And if you haven't been here before, Gemini, this is just a quick spread of 5 cards looking at a theme for your month and then the 4 action steps that Spirit wants to give you to have your best life when it comes to your money and resources, your love life, and your mental and creative realms as well. So for Gemini in April, we're going to start with the theme for your month. Theme for April. Spirit, what does Gemini most need to be? They just throw it right out. They're like, okay, was that the question? I fucking love this. Oh, Gemini, I'm so excited for you. Talk about getting gifts and things being better than you thought possible. Talk about being an expert socializer. The Empress is Venus. She is charm, beauty, receptivity, abundance, gifts. The Empress just sort of finds that people come along and give her what she wants, and it's not because she's manipulative, it's because she's sweet and charming and knows her worth, okay? Talk about a trick, okay? This is what they're saying. Another trick that they want you to know about is you cannot receive it unless you believe you're worthy. So if you're pursuing some enormous goal, but there is some unconscious or subconscious part of you that doesn't think it's possible or doesn't think that you're worthy of it, then it's kind of like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna look at you, Gemini, because I gotta show you something. Gotta show you something weird. Okay, weird and very effective, I promise. Okay, so like I said, let's consider my fists to be conscious, unconscious, right? Conscious. I want to make 6 figures a year. Something lots of people want, right? So we're just gonna pull something out of a hat. I want to make 6 figures a year doing my craft or doing my creative whatever. Yes, and like I'm doing the work consciously, I'm thinking about it, etc. And then the trick. Law of attraction works, but it's only like half the equation, okay? I want this, I want this, I want this, I'm focused on this, I'm pulling in this direction, like let's go, I'm taking myself there. There's always this unconscious part of you that's like, but I don't think that's possible. But I don't think anybody will pay me that much for this. Maybe I'm not even good at this. And it pulls you down. And it doesn't mean that you can't ever get there to where you're trying to go, but it would be a lot easier if you guys were working together. And if your unconscious and your conscious could agree and pursue this thing together rather than kind of working against each other. So, be sweet to yourself, Gemini. Think of yourself as the Empress this month, however you identify gender-wise. The Empress is about being a person who is like, I'm generous, I'm sweet, I'm charming and nurturing, and if I can just be myself and give those things to people, they're going to give back to me in turn. They want you to feel your worth. So do things for yourself that make you feel worthy. For some of us, that's like pampering ourselves. Like I'm gonna have a massage, or I'm gonna take a spa day, or I'm just gonna, you know, even if like I can't afford to go get a manicure, pedicure, I'm gonna sit at home one night and just do my own nails. Like whatever makes you feel like, you know, luxurious. Look at her, just loving life, feeling great. This is what they want for you, Gemini. Choose to feel good now, is what they're saying. Don't choose, I'll feel good when I get to the finish line. I'll feel good when I make this much. I'll feel good when I get to this level. Plane could fall out of the sky and smash everything tomorrow, okay? Like, let's be happy now. Let's be the Empress now and not wait for somebody to hand you the crown. You are already worthy. So get used to that. Take that in. It might be a little uncomfortable to think that way. And to the degree to which it is uncomfortable is how much you need that kind of self-talk in your life, okay? If it feels really weird to say, I love myself and I'm worthy of good things, if you cringe just to think about it, you really need it, okay? So be sweet to yourself, be kind, and expect good things. Expect gifts, expect to charm people, expect people to say like, thank you so much and I just wanted to send you this, or I just wanted to invite you to this. Out of nowhere. Oh my God, yay! Take those little nods from the universe as like you're closer, okay? You're in alignment, you're on path, you want to wait for those little synchronicities. / generate those synchronicities by thinking those good things about yourself. I value me. We attract what we emit. So if I'm putting out, I feel worthy, I feel confident, I feel good about what I do and able and capable, then I attract, oh, do you want to do this? You look really capable and able and enthusiastic. Okay. Ooh, Spirit just preached to you. I love it. Now let's look at your money. Let's look at your career, your job, even your physical body. What does Spirit want to talk about when it comes to the earthly realm for Gemini in April? Love! What? What gifts? What new opportunity, new job, new money, new possibility? Fucking A, Gemini. Some of you, I really feel that a big time effort is like it's around the job or the career and wanting to change, wanting to get out of that comfort zone, that discomfort zone. Definitely throw out those applications. Definitely go shake hands with people and tell them your name and tell them what you do and be the fucking empress. Be generous, be charming, be kind, and expect those things in return. Okay. And now let's look at your element, Gemini. What are you thinking about, talking about? What's on your mind in April? Whew, I understand. Okay. I understand, Gemini. You think a lot. I mean, you're an air sign. I'm an air sign too, not a Gemini, but think all day, all night. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Running circles around yourself, Gemini. This can put you in a very isolating, very like tight mental space that you don't want to be in. The Nine of Swords in the Tarot is known as the Nightmare card for obvious reasons, but also because it's about the fact that these thoughts, these fears, these anxieties that you have, they cannot touch your life. They cannot create your reality unless you listen to them and follow them and act like they are like helpful when they're not. Okay? Here's the thing. We did not evolve, like our brains did not evolve over millions of years to like have peace of mind and be relaxed and cool and just wait for things to happen. We evolved to like see a lion and go fuck and run as fast as possible in the other direction. Like we have evolved to notice when shit is going wrong and to focus on it hard, or else the result was death. Okay, so our brain is like, that's not working, that's not working, that's not working, this sucks. And if we stay there, if we just stack those thoughts up on top of each other, it becomes like so stifling that there's no room for growth and like there's no way to get out of that headspace. Breathe, nap, talk to somebody. Yes, that could mean a therapist or whatever, but it could also just mean talk to your friends, talk to like your family, whoever it is for you that you actually feel like you can say whatever like your worst fears and anxieties are and you're not going to be judged. Talk to somebody. This is about isolating yourself and keeping these thoughts in your head, and Spirit is just showing me like lightning bolts ricocheting around like in your skull. Like when they don't have anywhere to go, they're just like, and that energy is just like, ah, and it just like the momentum just gathers and it's more and more till you have an anxiety attack, or you get sick and your body's just like, I need you to shut the fuck up and lay down, so we're gonna get the flu now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you might know what I'm saying. And I say all of this, I hope you know, Gemini, with so much love. Like, sometimes Spirit is very fiery, but it's always, my prayer is always that this is for your highest good. For, my Texan came out. This is for your highest good. Okay. All right, Gemini. Now, let's look at your relationships. Love, the heart, friendships. What does Spirit want to highlight that is going on in Gemini's heart in April? Gemini, April, Gemini. Okay, so I just said talk to somebody, right? And that could mean a therapist, or it could just mean a compassionate, wise friend. Go to your King of Cups, Gemini, who is like the compassionate and intuitive. I think of this person as like they may be an actual psychologist or counselor, or they might just be like a natural, like that friend that you just always know you can go to for very like level-headed but also compassionate advice. Not the brutally honest friend, like the gentle friend who, like, this is what they're telling me actually specifically for you, Gemini. This is the friend that asks the right questions. Oh, well, why do you think you did that? like a very good psychologist, somebody who has compassion for you, but also like the healthy distance to look at you, look at your life, and answer your questions, not like get down in the mud and cry with you. And that's great. Like, it's good to have that friend too that can just like moan and cry and you can get your feelings out. But this is somebody who can actually help you like sort out and make sense of your feelings so that you can take action that actually works for you and feels good, okay? Talk to them. Talk to your compassionate King of Cups. Male, female, however they identify. It has nothing to do with gender. It's just somebody that you consider to be very emotionally intelligent and like level-headed, but also kind-hearted. Okay. And finally, let's look, Gemini, what's exciting you, what is lighting you up, what is firing you up in the month of April, what is activating Gemini? Competition. Competition. So you had all 3 of the other 5s, now you've had all 4 5s. This is a little bit of a month of conflict and, they're going to use the word again, drama. Don't associate yourself with the drama of the situation. They're saying, like, instead of being involved in this, like, oh my God, this is the most important thing ever, take what you need to get out of this. I feel like some of you are doing competitions or you've just done one. I feel like for some of you, it's time for a level up. And some of you have been like playing in the mud or playing below your league, you know, maybe big fish in a small pond. I feel like those days are numbered. I feel like there's a new opportunity out there, more befitting of what you do. Don't get caught up into petty fights this month. That's what I really want to tell you. Don't get caught up in petty fights. Don't, you know, Facebook comment war or whatever. Group chat gone wrong. Step away. You have more important things to do and different kind of socializing and networking to do that is beneficial and not limiting for you, okay? Okay. It's going to be a good month. Good things coming to you. Job offers, gifts, abundance, like invitations is what I'm feeling. So get ready, Gemini. Thank you for being here. I really hope that this helps you, Gemini. It's always a pleasure. I love your very like quicksilver lightning energy. It's always a lot of fun. So thank you for joining me. And if I don't see you before then for my big reveal on April 17th, then I will see you in May. Bye, Gemini.